The price of Bitcoin reaching its highest level since November 2021, briefly pushing past that $57,000 mark. The big catalyst this time, a big investment from MicroStrategy. Bitcoin miners and crypto exchanges, including Coinbase and Robinhood, are also seeing gains alongside the leading digital currency. So, can Bitcoin bulls expect more upside in the months to come? For more on the crypto market, let's bring in Owen Lau, Oppenheimer Executive Director and Senior Analyst. Owen, we're talking about this big buy from MicroStrategy as one catalyst, at least today, but is it really at the end of the day about the Bitcoin ETFs and having the easier access?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me. You're definitely right. Yesterday, we saw the news from MicroStrategy buying 3,000 Bitcoin for $155 million. And I think that was part of the reason why the Bitcoin kind of breaks through that $52,000 range. And going forward, I think going into April and maybe even May, we're going to see the catalyst from Bitcoin halving and the catalyst of further adoption from spot Bitcoin ETF continues. When we track the numbers, we continue to see more and more new money coming into these products in IBIT, in BlackRock, and also Fidelity. So I think the trend could continue, but just be mindful that there may be sell the news event in April.
Is that all just institutional money, as you pointed out, when you say new money flowing in?
Yeah, so I think it's a little bit of everywhere. Some institutional monies, I think most of that. If you're retail investors, you have the access to Coinbase and Robinhood and some other platform already. So I would say most of these monies are coming from institutional investors. But this is against the backdrop that, remember, many of these financial advisors and RIAs, they are still doing due diligence. So what we are seeing is there could be potential more money coming into this space once they finish the due diligence and they change the policy.
You know, we always try to make sense of where Bitcoin is moving by seeing where the correlation is with equities. Are we seeing, is this a hedge? I mean, is there anything that we can point to that tracks with where stocks have been moving? Or is it just the general risk-off sentiment we've been seeing in markets broadly?
Yeah, it's hard to gauge. If you run the correlation, it may correlate to high-tech companies, high beta tech stock. Some people view this, or many people view this as a hedge, a digital gold to hedge inflation. The good thing about, interesting thing about Bitcoin is it is just a little bit of everything. But what we saw is if we're going to see rates coming down, Bitcoin should benefit from that. And if we see, high tech companies to go up, it also has a high beta characteristic that can also drive Bitcoin up as well. So I would say hard to find one point to gauge Bitcoin because Bitcoin, it's kind of a combination of many things.
Yeah, I should correct myself for saying it's about the risk on sentiment, not necessarily the risk off. You mentioned two key catalysts that we're likely to see within the crypto space. You combine that with what you just mentioned about Fed policy being potentially supportive for Bitcoin to push higher. What does that mean for where prices move? We're at roughly 57,000 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, I don't want to predict whether this is going up or down, or do I have any target for Bitcoin, but I do see these catalysts to play out. Again, go back to the catalyst having in April, even spot Ether ETF in May, and also the Bitcoin, the Fed rate cut in the second half of this year. That could potential to support Bitcoin to go up. But again, just be mindful that Bitcoin has been up a lot already. So go back to my previous comment, just be careful about sell the news event in April. It's hard to gauge, tick by tick and daily movement of Bitcoin, but I do think that the backdrop is pretty favorable for this asset class this year.
And Owen, since we're talking about, where Bitcoin is tracking today, you can't help but think about that record that was set back in November of 2021. Is this rally different?
This rally, I feel like this is different because if you look at the last crypto winter, we also had a lot of, I would say, a lot of retail participation. If I look at Coinbase retail trading volume, at the end of in the fourth quarter, if you look at retail trading volume in Coinbase, we are only at 16% of the last peak retail trading volume back in fourth quarter of 2021. So I still see more room to go up. At the same time, I do think we have a lot, like wash out a lot of bad actors already. So it just feels different to me because the space is cleaner, and also retail participation is not there yet.